testing ChatGPT's ability to design a voltage divider circuit. What I will try to do is to design an equivalent circuit using a voltage divider to simulate a drop-down voltage from 120 volts to 12 volts. So for example, here I have an LED circuit which was initially battery packed by some DC 12 volts batteries, and I want to be able to replace that battery pack to be able to plug it to a wall outlet that supplies 120 volts AC. I'm not going to worry about the AC to DC conversion here. Might be able to use a transformer or converter, but for now I'm only going to look at if ChatGPT is able to provide me with some resistor values so I can convert my DC 12 volts LED circuit to a 120 volt from a power outlet. So I want to make sure I don't fry my LEDs from providing it straight up with 120 volts. I need to be able to step down that voltage. So I have this question, I'm going to copy it into ChatGPT. Let's see. Okay, so it's giving me two resistors, correct? Okay. So it's going to give me some math. Good. Okay, it's going to solve it. So give me the correct equation. Okay, 100 kilo ohms and 10.8 kilo ohms. That's going to be a step down. Okay, so what it gave me here for R1, we're going to have 100 kilo ohms, and for R2, we're going to have 10.8 kilo ohms, and that's going to step down according to this equation. So by putting it here, we're going to have R1 here and R2 here. So as per ChatGPT says, 100 kilo ohms and 10.8 right here, 110.8 over here. We're going to be able to supply our LED with the correct voltage it requires without frying it. Now what if I'm going to put some restrictions here. What if I don't have those perfect resistors for the job? I only have some very common resistors, E12 and E96 resistors. How would I combine them to be able to make this drop down voltage divider? Let's see if it's able to answer that. Okay, it's giving me in terms of tolerance, so it's taking into account all the components of the common resistors we have. Okay, it's giving me the configuration perfect in parallel here, so I make sure I don't put them in any random way. Okay, it's giving me an example. Okay, so it gave me the ideal scenario here, increasing the tolerance because I just want something that's going to be very simple and not very specific. So it gave me a very practical example. So what I will do is set this up, and I'll be able to convert my DC circuit to that was supplied by very low voltage to be able to get some very high voltages and drop it down so that my diode won't explode.